So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, I want to talk about Errol Spence. Guys, I've seen after the accident, I've seen a bit of Errol Spence now, and I don't know whether it's just me or whether it's I'm just making up things. I don't know, but Errol Spence doesn't seem right to me. I don't know whether he's fully recovered. He's acting a bit strange. I don't know. Like I said, it might just be me. Maybe you guys have noticed it, or maybe you guys haven't noticed it. But just the way he's talking, he seems a bit different. Not just that, but the way he's acting as well. Like, he put up a video the other day of him dancing and acting weird, and saying something about Brook, how it was because of Brook he earned these millions, or he bought some, he had some necklaces. I didn't know quite what he was saying, but it just looked it looked a little bit strange and a bit odd. I don't know whether this man's recovered fully, and I hope I'm wrong because I'm a massive Errol Spence fan. Has he recovered fully? He's just, I don't know. Maybe you guys can shed more light on it, but something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a bit, skeptical. I'm interested to see his return because something doesn't seem right with Errol Spence. He just doesn't look the old Errol Spence. When I used to see Errol Spence give interviews before, and hearing him, he sounded more assured. He doesn't sound the same guy. And also the fact that he's not been doing a lot of media is obviously very suspicious. The fact that Derek James's trainer was trying to shepherd him away from the media on Fury Wilder week also kind of is quite skeptical. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making, like I said, there's nothing there and I'm just making things up. But it just seems, I don't know whether Errol Spence has fully recovered. I don't know whether he's fully recovered physically or mentally, if I'm honest with you. Especially mentally, if I'm honest. I don't know whether that's had an impact on him, because a lot of people said there was no injuries, there was no brain injuries, but we don't know mentally what's impacted that accident's had on him. I don't know, but there definitely doesn't seem something to me right. He doesn't seem the same guy. Again, we'll have to see him back in the ring, because he may be acting, we don't know, acting strange, but he may perform unbelievably in the ring. We just don't know. We need to see Errol Spence back in the ring for us to make any judgments. You know, a lot of people are skeptical whether we'll be able to see the old Errol Spence. I am as well. And I hope we do. Because Errol Spence is a terrific fighter. And I just think now we have to kind of pump the brakes a little bit, because we don't know whether Errol Spence can reach the top again. I don't know. That's why I'm trying to pump the brakes, because I hope he can, because he's an unbelievable fighter, an unbelievable talent. But I don't know whether, we're going to see him back at the top. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think he's recovered? Do you think he's not recovered? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below and let me know, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. So guys, there's no official announcement for Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko. But there's a growing concern about, this fight, and people thinking that, Teofimo Lopez could be the one that knocks out Vasily Lomachenko. I've debunked this and said that there's no way I feel that, Lomachenko is going to get beat by Teofimo Lopez. And a lot of fans, even Vasily Lomachenko fans, aren't that comfortable. They're not having the greatest sleep at night over this fight. They feel that, Teofimo Lopez could do the job here. Someone asked me the other day that if Teofimo beats Vasily Lomachenko, is it the end of Vasily Lomachenko's career? Potentially, because it's a fight that, he is a massive favorite in, and a fight that he should be winning. But, how old is Lomachenko? 31? I don't think a defeat's at the end of the world for the guy. Obviously, it also depends on how you lose. If you get completely knocked out cold and you get battered, it could be any fighter's last fight. But I don't think, even if he gets knocked out, that it's Vasily Lomachenko's last fight. Why? I feel like people, you know, that same people are saying the same things about Wilder. You know, he's lost against Tyson Fury. He just lost against the best heavyweight in the world. Yes, you know, Lomachenko will be going in a massive favorite. But why do people quickly, you know, want fighters to retire after a loss? You know, I think we need to move out the Mayweather era where if a fighter loses, their career's over. You know, they were saying it with Anthony Joshua when he lost to Ruiz. If he loses to Ruiz again, his career's over. Why? Why? Vasily Lomachenko is the quickest 3-weight world champion in history. Why should he have to retire because he takes a loss? He's only young. He's only 31. Yes, he's had a long amateur career. He's had a lot of fights. Yes, I get it. But why does he have to retire if he loses to Lopez? You know, he can rematch him. You know, he can fight other fights if he doesn't do the rematch. You know, I don't feel that a loss defines, you know, it's how we come back from a loss. You know, Lomachenko lost in his second fight. Look how he's come back. He became the quickest 3-weight world champion in history. I feel like we become, fans are too emotional. They crown someone king, and then when they lose, they throw them back down in the well again. I don't know why fans do that. Why do we do that? At the end of the day, right, a loss is something that we experience in life. Whether it's in the boxing ring, whether it's out of a boxing ring, it's how you come back from that. It's how you bounce back from that, you know? And surely that's what makes an athlete even greater, is how you bounce back from a loss. Surely that's what makes a boxer an all-time great, when they lose, whether they come back from that loss. You know, we want to see how Deontay Wilder can bounce back from that loss. We want to see if Lomachenko can bounce back, if he loses, if he can bounce back from it. Not, oh, loss and he loses and he retires. What's that all about? Well, why are we so fickle? Why are we wanting fighters to retire just because they take a loss? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, at the end of the day, you know, the other man at the opposite end, Teofimo Lopez, is coming to win the fight. He's not coming to be beat up by Lomachenko. So sometimes the guy that's not favored in the fight could lose. Could lose. So at the end of the day, I just feel fans give these elite fighters a lot of stick. Give them a lot. The expectation is too much, right? At the end of the day, that's why I say if Lomachenko fights Manny Pacquiao and loses, doesn't mean he's not great. He's daring to be great. I'm not going to say, oh, he loses to Pacquiao, retire, pack it in. That's not how things work. You come back, you have to fight another great fighter. That's how boxing is. Why is it that every time a top fighter takes a loss, you know, retirement gets talked about, or they're being exposed as a hype job? Why? If Lomachenko was to lose to Teofimo Lopez, you know what they'll say? Oh, Lomachenko was a hype job. We always knew Lomachenko wasn't that good. What you on about? What you on about? It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't agree with it, if I'm honest with you. I think fighters should be allowed, you know, after a loss, to be allowed to bounce back. We want to see how, like I said, whether Deontay Wilder can bounce back from that loss. Same way if Lomachenko loses, we want to see if he can bounce back from that. No, his career's over. But that's my take on it. What's your take, guys? Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, what's going on? It's been a couple of days. I ain't made a few videos. Been busy, but let's talk about some of the news that has been breaking in the boxing world. It looks like Bob Arum is looking to make Terence Crawford v. Kell Brook. He talks about he wants to make the Pacquiao fight. If he can't make the Pacquiao fight, the Brook fight is a fight. And I find both fights intriguing, and I'll make separate videos for the Pacquiao fight and the Brook fight. But I find it really funny. Bob Arum a couple of months ago said that the Kell Brook doesn't mean anything. He's nothing. Now all of a sudden the Brook fight is a potential fight because Terence Crawford's got no one to fight. So of course the Brook fight is a viable fight because, you know, who else is Terence Crawford going to fight? We saw Kell Brook at the Fury and Terence Crawford at the Fury Wilder, I think weigh-in it was, and you know, Terence Crawford told Kell Brook, "Can you make weight? Can you come down and make weight?" Now I don't understand with Kell Brook. Kell Brook goes on about how he struggles to make 147, but then he gives the impression he still wants to make 147. We get the feeling that he only makes the weight 147 to fight Khan, but now he's saying he's willing to go down to 147 to fight Crawford. I don't know. Listen, I don't think it's a fight that Kell Brook can win. I'm just being honest with you. Kell Brook's had too many wars. And Terence Crawford is a different kettle of fish right now. He's on top of his game. He's one of the best fighters in the world. He's a magician, and I think Kell Brook will put up a better performance than Amir Khan did. But I don't think he'll be able to beat Terence Crawford. I think Crawford will grind him down. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's a late stoppage or an easy points win. I can't see Kell Brook beating Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's too slick, too good. And a lot of people are looking at that Kavalauskas performance. I don't think I think when the fight's big and when the lights are shining brightest, Terence Crawford will show up and perform even better. A Kavalauskas fight, I think Terence Crawford probably underestimated him. Probably wasn't as motivated. Although he says he's always motivated, I don't think you're only human. And when you've got a fighter like Kavalauskas, who you're such a big favorite to win, you don't gain anything from it. It's hard to get up for it, irrespective of what any fighter says. But what Crawford showed is he showed championship material. Even though it wasn't his great night, he got through and won comfortably. But against Kell Brook, I think actually that fight would make a lot more sense in the UK. I don't think that Kell Brook's not known in America. That fight won't sell at all. It's not a pay-per-view event. They could sell that pay-per-view here. And I think it's a much bigger fight here. However, I don't think the pay-per-view numbers for Brook Crawford even here do great. If I'm honest, I think the pay-per-view numbers will be quite poor. Especially if it's like 20 quid. I don't think anyone will buy it. I think they'd have to stack it up with a strong undercard. Because I just don't think the main event's strong enough. I don't think Brook Crawford... I don't think they're going to do huge pay-per-view. Has Brook ever done big pay-per-view number buys? Maybe in the Golovkin fight, but that was because he's fighting Golovkin. But Crawford isn't known like Golovkin. So, I don't know. It's a bit of a tricky one because I don't think the fight financially is going to make a lot of money for anybody, really, either in America or in England. Because I think both guys will want huge money for it. And I don't think the money's in the pot for it. I don't think the fight generates that kind of money. I think we saw with Khan Crawford that, and bearing in mind Khan's a way bigger name than Brook, and Khan's probably a bigger name than Crawford in terms of global appeal. It might not necessarily mean pay-per-view numbers, but Crawford doesn't do any pay-per-view numbers anyway. So I don't know. I don't think the fight does any numbers in America, and I don't think the fight does big numbers here. So the problem is whoever stages that fight is probably going to lose money. So it's one of them where I don't think any promoter is going to be keen to put that fight on because I just don't think it sells that well. Both guys aren't that well known. I don't think it's a big money fight, but I think both guys are going to want to be paid a lot of money. So it's one of them ones where, a bit like the Fury Wilder situation, where although the fight did 850,000 pay-per-view buys, because of what both guys were getting paid, the promoters ended up making losses because they paid the fighter so much money. I think that's what's going to happen in this case with Crawford and Brook. But what do you guys make of it? Do you think it's a fight that you want to watch? Are you interested about Brook Crawford? Or is it just not a fight that you really care about? Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.